We knew that already. So what next? They were looking at me like that. So it's no longer news that we don't have the best. And stop talking about things that you cannot change. Focus about the things you can change. Have you worked on yourself? Are you excellent at the work you do? Are you doing your part? Are you taking part in the private sector and winning as much as you can? That's the most important thing. You get the point? So there is something I always encourage called morning thinking pattern and evening thinking pattern. This is something I've done like for over 5 years, and it has greatly helped me personally. You need to pay attention to certain thoughts that you think, especially in the morning and in the evening when you go to bed. I have always strongly advised against the fact of going to bed carrying all your problem of the day to bed. Number one, you are not going to rest. Rest is not sleep. People confuse between rest and sleep. They're two different things. If you go to bed worried and disturbed and carrying all the work from your office, whatever, to bed, you are not going to rest because the mind is not going to rest, right? And same as how you wake up. If you wake up, you need to be conscious. That's why it's good to always have a plan of how you wake up so that you wake up with the right thinking, with the right pattern of thought. If you wake up with no plan, you're going to wake up, like, for example, uh, um, if you have like kids, most parents most people have kids, like ladies, mostly you wake up and the first thing you start shouting at your kids, wake up from bed, get up and start preparing for work, for school, whatever. When you wake up, the first thing you start doing, you start shouting. Your mind is you're not structuring your mind the right way. You're not giving your mind the right things to think about, and that is how you, you start losing the beautiful things of the day just from how you woke up or how you were thinking in the morning. And that's always advice that when you're going to bed, it's always important that you avoid a couple of things and make sure you go to bed the right way, right? So, like example, one thing I always advise is if you don't go to bed with social media being the last thing that you do when you go to bed. There are people that do when they want to sleep, the last thing they do is they off their data. They leave Facebook off their data, then they sleep. So you are going to bed with a mind that has seen all kind of things. Maybe you were arguing in one WhatsApp group, you were arguing on one Facebook comment section, you are reading all kind of stuff. You go to bed with a confused mind. The mind is not, your brain is not clear, your brain is tired and all of that. I always recommend that studying inspirational stuff, studying something that is powerful, that is transformational, should be the last thing that you do when you go to bed. It could be 30-minute studies, it could be 1 hour. I always recommend 1 hour. Let's, for example, if your bedtime is 11 p.m., I would recommend that you go to bed, you go offline and stop certain activities at 10. Go sit around your bed or go sit around or go lie down if you can and get that book and read. Make sure that you have, see, intentionally have certain books that you read towards your bedtime. And these should be books that are inspirational, are transformational, can make you see on the endless possibilities about your life, can make you see that these are the things you can do to become a better person. This thing, it sounds so simple, but this is one of the biggest success science that I've mastered. Imagine that for the last 20 years of your life, you have been going to bed the wrong way. You shout like some people, they leave the beer parlor, they go sleep. You know, the body is an incredible machine. It's just going to give you some of the brain. The brain is, I don't know how I can describe this, but it's one of God's most incredible creations. And it is very fragile, it is agile, it is so dynamic, and it will only give you what you give it. That's why sometimes I feel as if some people are more intelligent or some people are more this than that. No. If you just treat your brain and your lifestyle right, it can affect you a lot. Right? I always say personally, I'm never ashamed of it. Right? When it comes to book intelligence, I was not there. It was not my thing. I was consistently last in primary school. In secondary school, in Cameroon system, they always say that you are considered to have passed exams, you have 10 average and above. I've never had 10 average. I was just promoted on trial. But when I started learning some of these practical things and I'm using them in my life right up to this moment, a lot has changed greatly. And how do you expect to have a very excellent year when you are not persistent in having the right thoughts? It is the same for when you get up in the morning, right? I was reading a story. I was reading not a story, but a research. I was reading a research on how beautiful marriages or having the right spouse that you wake up around every morning actually contribute to you having the right thoughts. Same as if you have a spouse and you wake up in the morning and the next day you're just shouting when you wake up, you guys are not talking to them, angry at each other. It also affects the efficiency of your brain throughout the day. But they were talking how you wake up in the morning by your spouse, your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, fiance, whatever, and you wake up in the morning and what you get is a good morning kiss, hey, how was the night? And maybe a hug and you're happy and that contributes to the adrenaline or the kind of thinking pattern you're going to have for the rest of the day. Same as when you get up in the morning and you do the right things. For example, you don't go on social media first. You can go online, but you must not open some WhatsApp groups. You must not open your Facebook. No, right? Or even you open your Facebook, like this morning, I posted something this morning, which I wanted to do that, but I didn't read anything on Facebook. I just opened my timeline, posted it, and I left the Facebook intentionally, right? So you can do that. You need to be very conscious. And after that, okay, the good thing is we're having a session like this, which is uh, um, um, a transformational session, a coaching session, which only prepares your mind for the possibilities in your life for tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, and so on. But if the morning program is not there, what I advise you to do is when you wake up, have a book. You can read the Bible. That's why devotions are strongly encouraged. Because when you do devotions, you're gonna read Bible verses that only shows you possibilities in God, possibilities under grace, right? You're only gonna pray. You're gonna pray and do thanksgiving. You're gonna pray and present your goals for the day to God. You're gonna pray and ask God for protection, for sustenance, and all of that. That is the kind of good things your mind is thinking about, and that increases the efficiency of your mind throughout the day. Now, imagine a human being with a mind that thinks the right way every day for 365 days. The things that that mind can create, the things that that mind can produce, the kind of opportunities and unique patterns that mind can see throughout the year will always be different for many people. Whatever life you are living right now is the reality of the kind of thinking pattern you have produced for yourself for the last 10, 15, 20 years, whether you like it or not. So like when I say people like so no one, but also if we had a better government would have been better. Yes, that is true. But are guys not making it big in this same country with the same terrible government? You get the concept? So pay attention to this. I'm taking time on this because it's important, because it's where many people get to miss it out greatly. So pay attention to that. So I like to know when you write things down and you understand your stuff, it makes it better. So I'm trying to write down your morning thought pattern. What is your morning thought pattern? This writing that also means you're going to write down your activities for the morning. This is your morning, I call it my morning framework. What is your morning framework? And you can do this and include family. Let's say for those who are married, for example, right? You can include what you would like to do with your spouse in the morning that can only help you become a more happier person. And that's the whole concept of it. Make sure you wake up happy, you wake up with a mindset of possibilities, with a mindset of being excited to face the day and produce results. So whatever morning pattern that you have should enable you to see possibilities, to enable you to desire and to love what you're going to do that day, right? Like I was saying, part of my morning framework is like, of course, I study and read in the morning, and and let's say my day starts at 3 a.m. My day starts at 3 a.m. So I get up and read. Um, I study a Bible verse. I go to my calendar for the day and I check my goals. Priority list, or what you can call to-do list for the day, is very important part of your morning pattern. Never skip that. And I always encourage, use Google Calendar. So you're able to know, okay, from A to this, I'm doing this to this, I'm doing this. You're able to see how your day is going to flow. These are things you can take 3-4 minutes and do. It's your day. So you don't need to take the long many times. Sometimes I perfect my day while I'm brushing, and that is it, right? It's very important part of your morning pattern, so that you're already excited about what you're focusing on for the rest of the day. I know the exciting things you're going to do. Get a point? But if you face the day aimlessly, anything's going to come to your life. Trust me, life is, I'm looking for how I can describe it, but life is like a boiling pot also, where, or like a big field, where when you are endless, the universe can throw anything, whether the good universe or the bad universe, you can call it God or Satan, whatever. But when you're endless and there's no plan, anything drops into your ecosystem. And when it drops, when you don't have a barrier around it, and your goals and your patterns and your way of thinking and your devotion, your commitment, your hard work, those are barriers that you have set around your life. Like, hey, anything else is not permitted to enter this my ecosystem, my ecosystem without my permission. Get a point? Good. So also write down your evening thought pattern, or what you need to do before you go to bed. Start, okay, what time do you go? I encourage people, please have have a time that you go to bed. Avoid this thing that I was talking to somebody a few days back. Avoid this thing that you go to bed today, you go to bed at 10 p.m. Tomorrow you go at 11 p.m. Tomorrow you go at 1 a.m. Tomorrow you go at this and all of that. You will never enter a state of flow and effectiveness when you live life like that. And you're going to miss out on a lot of things. Okay? I will challenge you, have a time that you go to bed. When it's that time, shut down everything. If you have the phones that you can shut down the phone when it's like my phones, I always make sure that they said when it goes or when it counts or at that time, everything is shut. And then apart from that, I'm already in that state of when it's that time, I'm shutting down the laptop, shutting down everything, go to bed. I don't care whatever I'm working on. Go to bed. It can always wait. Sometimes we have taken this emergency, and sometimes people's emergency become an emergency. Somebody's touching you on WhatsApp, and all of payment is important. They'll transfer the emergency to emergency. Talk to them and say, oh, no, let us find a way to do this tomorrow. Because the body needs to rest. I rest no duration. That's why I can sleep for 3 hours and I still get very effective. Because the body and the brain and everything was totally shut down. For that 3 hours is enough time to rest well and wake up at 3 a.m., start my day, 4 a.m., I'm doing the session, life continues effectively. Okay, do that, it's very important. Significance and dominance key number 4. Treat yourself with love and respect, and you will attract people who show you love and respect. It starts with thyself. How do you treat yourself? How much love and respect do you have for yourself? How much love and respect do you have for yourself? Do you really, really love yourself? Do you respect yourself? as a man, do you respect yourself? As a woman, do you respect yourself? As a professional in that field, do you respect yourself? When I say respect yourself, I'm talking about you respecting everything about you do. Do you respect the results that you have produced so far this year? Do you respect how you think? Do you respect the kind of a personality you've built and the kind of people you have around? When you sit and look at your life, like when you sit and look, like I was asking one guy who always drinks and gets drunk. I asked him, so when you look at yourself, you drink and get drunk, do you respect yourself for doing that? Do you feel respectful? Do you feel like you're a great man doing that? The guy put his head down. That's what I'm talking about. Do you respect yourself for being lazy? Do you respect yourself for not being committed? Do you do that? You know, there are some things that you do so that you can respect yourself. There are some things that when I do something, I look at, no, Joybert, this is not you. This doesn't fit you at all. Right? Yes, I do mess up. I do things that are not right. I'm not the robot that I'm perfect all the time. Right? But no, this doesn't put respect on your name. Sometimes I talk to myself like that. So you see this act, it doesn't put respect on your name at all. I don't need anybody to tell me that, because I know that it is critical for me to treat myself with respect. So it goes beyond eye service, it goes beyond you doing things because you want to please somebody and all of that. But you need to start with thyself first. And you know, there is what is called the law of attraction. You cannot hate yourself and expect to have people around you who love you. It doesn't go like that. There's just that supernatural science that is older than you and I. There's nothing we can do about this particular law of attraction. It's a supernatural law that has existed for hundreds of years before you and I were born. The only way is for us to sync with this and make use of it. The kind of confidence you carry for you. That's why there are some people that they're like a magnet, they're like a magnetic field. They just attract some good things. They just attract some good people. They just draw some things to them, even unconsciously. Even unconsciously, because there is this level of self-love and respect and self-confidence and self-esteem that they have, that the universe has no choice, because their own ecosystem or their own personal universe is blocked the universe of goodness, and the only option it has is to bring to them the people that love and respect them. For example, have you not noticed, like I want to notice this several years back, have you not noticed that people love to give to more successful people and more rich people? Have you noticed, anybody ever noticed that? Just indicate in the chat box. Like somebody has a car and people say go and buy a car and give the person as a gift, like many cars. Or somebody already has like millions. Okay, like what Davido did the last time, for example, right? I mean, he raised hundreds of millions of dollars and people are still giving him. Why do you think that is happening? Do you think he's broke? No, he's not. There is something, but look at a poor man. You barely, you have not made your first 1 million since you were born. You are 30 almost, but nobody's dashing you for 100,000 francs. Have you noticed that? Now, those guys command a certain level of thinking, and they have some certain level of love for themselves. They have this massive confidence in themselves that attracts people that love them into their lives and respect them. Then and these guys, that's one thing. And one of the biggest blessings that I've had in my work is that I've had to coach guys who have made it big. And when I'm coaching, I'm also learning from them. These guys command a certain, forget about their Christian life and forget about their supernatural stuff, but just their personality, just how they think. They're so super confident. Sometimes they talk like demigods. They're so confident, and they love what they do. They believe that in what they do, they're the best and all of that. That alone force you and I, that we average people, to we are forcefully attracted to them. And sometimes you don't even know what is doing you. What is pushing you is bigger than you, older than you, that's pushing you to go and support them and support their ministry, right? And you can do that also. You can do that also, and and build that. Love yourself, love the work you do, and respect it. And that's why I always try to counsel this thing where if you're an entrepreneur, like you see somebody trying to build a business and trying to look for work, because it confuses the supernatural world, supernatural science, or the universe. They don't know what to give you. Should they give you a good job? Should they give you a good contract? Should they give you investment? Should they give you a good salary? You're confusing humanity. They don't even know how to bless you. Because remember that in one of the 18 days that we did, we were talking about this book. Always remember that the Lord, the universe, the society has some laws that nobody can break it. They are universal laws of success. And the only option you have is for you to sink into these laws. You cannot break it. How can you break a law that is 1 million years old? You just need to sink into it, discover it, and sink into it. And this is the law of attraction, is one of those laws that is old and is still working, and it will still be relevant for the next 1 million years. You get the point? So you need to do that. Love your work. Love, like I was asking somebody was yesterday, somebody wanted to become a mentee, and I was asking her some question, and then I asked her a funny question, and I asked her, is that she runs an event catering kind of business in Marketer somewhere. Yeah. And I asked her a simple question: is that your dream business? Or I asked her that question at the end: is that your dream business? Is that what you want to do for the rest of your life? And do you love it with your heart? It took her a while to answer because she didn't expect that. Because it's only gonna give you how do I say this? The universe only gonna give you the success you're looking for in whatever that you do. It will also depending on how much you love that thing and respect it. And that's why that rich people teach that you need to love, you need to love how to make money and respect money. Then you attract it. I was talking to somebody that was teaching me that. You need to put some respect on money. And then money can come to you. Okay? So you need to pay. This is not something you need to do. This is beyond you going and putting on your status. Oh, I love myself. I'm doing that. I'm grateful. I'm all of that. Like all that these people are always doing like that. It should be inside. It should be part of you. It should be your DNA. It should be your spirit. It should be your daily stuff. It's like what I was telling you. What time we did that thing, I was saying, look at yourself and say, you know what? Within you, forget about what other people see about you. Look at yourself and say, hey, I am the best there is. I am good at this. I am becoming better every day. And you are putting in the work to become better. And you are doing things that when you look at yourself, you respect it. And when you're wrong, you say, hey, you're wrong. This doesn't fit you. And you change and you respect yourself for changing. Don't miss this out throughout next year because you're going to need it. Because for you to attract whatever you're looking for, this is critical. Write down actions that you will take to treat yourself with love and respect throughout 2022. Write down actions that you will take to treat yourself with love and respect throughout 2022. One of the best decisions I made was on the 23rd of December 2012 when I vowed that alcohol would never enter my mouth, whether wine or whatever. I'm one of those who don't care. And when I make a decision about something that's a life principle, I actually don't care about anybody's second opinion. Like you preach and go up and come down and dance and bring policies that talk about how good alcohol is, doctoral what policies, that is your problem, actually, right? That's one thing about having strong belief system, because everyone will have an opinion about anything else. Like somebody will sit down and teach you the benefits of doing something that is bad, like seriously, right? So it's very important for you to do that. Write down actions that you will take to treat yourself with love and respect. It could just be from, you know yourself better. There could just be some habits, some bad habits that you have that when you do them, you regret, right? Okay, write down the actions you're going to take to start conquering those habits. Maybe you keep a lot of late nights and all you do end up with drinking and getting drunk and losing money, spending money unnecessarily. Like I always say, one of the most stupidest things I have seen in Cameroon and on some African countries is you see a young person on a limited salary, you're earning just maybe 6,000 francs or 100,000 francs, or your business is producing just maybe 50,000 francs monthly profit, 100,000 monthly profit, and you always carry your head and you're going, you're drinking. You're drinking 500 francs. I challenge one young guy too, that he drinks a lot, and I was challenging him. So I really asked him how much did he spend on alcohol, and he said, on average, sometimes he spend about 1,000, about 2,000 a day on alcohol. And I calculated averagely by, and I said, okay, let's just take that you drink 20 days a month. And we totaled the amount and we calculated as a percentage of his monthly income. And he discovered that every month he drinks about 40% of his monthly income. But at the end, you say that this life is so hard, right? Yeah, so you need to do that. What are the actions that you need to take to treat yourself with love and respect? What do you need to do that you think that we all have different ways, that different things that we can do to treat ourselves with love and with love? For example, we'll talk about respect with love. For example, what do you do? For some people, it could just be a treat, right? For people who it could just be a treat. It could just be going for a hangout. It could just be going for vacation if you can afford it. It could just be what? Taking part of your income that is available and willing to be for you to spend. You can buy a gift for yourself. Don't know, buy yourself a good gift. Whatever you can do just to recognize. But we all have a way of doing that separately. We all have a plan on how we want to do that as far as we're concerned. Okay, but make sure that you can do something that will enable you to treat yourself with love and respect throughout the year of 2022. It's going to help you a lot. And it's also going to help you to avoid a lot of things that are not value creation, or avoid things that do not add value to your life or make you a better person as far as the lifestyle of productivity is concerned. Okay? Okay. The third key for today, and we conclude, is in 2022, decide what you want. It's very important. Very, very important. Decide what you want before a meeting, before a phone call, before an email, before you start your day, before you do anything. Always have a clear decision of what you want. See, this should be part of your daily DNA. Many people are always so busy, meeting after meeting, all this after this. And then at the end, what did you achieve? Nothing. Like there's one that you are busy throughout the year, very busy. You attended meetings after meetings, this after this. You even traveled for some. Well, what did you achieve? That is why, like a lot of people would like to meet me. And sometimes somebody said that is rude. I said that's your problem actually. Like if I want to meet everybody that want to meet me, geez, I will not have a life, basically. Like something happened yesterday. One guy came to the office without without a schedule, without us agreeing that he should come, without an appointment per se. And then that's one of the I don't like this. And then the guy came after. All he did was talk about his life story and what he has gone through. I'm like, so what do you come again? And he said, I just wanted to see you. Right? He actually disturbed my day because I had things to do yesterday in the office. A lot of work to do. So he just came and I was so when I was so mad, and of course I can't be mad and he said, so I had to pretend to smile and all of that. And I kept on with everything was saying, I was just trying to close in. Okay, it's true. The next time we talk about it, he was not getting. He was just talking, right? So, Sometimes there are like I'm in Douala, I'm in Bonaberry, and some people are in Aqua that if I get to meet them. Sometimes somebody's in Aqua or Bonamos or Bonajo, and we have a Zoom meeting. Because we talk about it and say, okay, no, this is not important for me to leave my office and come to the office. We need to leave and come. The traffic to waste and waste my time waiting for you is not. Let's do a Zoom call right now and talk about it. Simple. Because I always make sure that I need to decide what is this meeting going to give me that is important. I need to go. Because you need to create time. The time that you can get stuck in traffic for 30 minutes, 20 minutes, and that's you losing time just waiting to get somewhere. If you had a Zoom call or a WhatsApp call, you sort it out immediately and it's done. I don't like to ask, why do you want us to meet? Give me a heads up first. And there are people that have refused, we have not met because they refuse to say, I just want to see you. I say, okay, fine. Until you tell me why you want us to meet, don't bother. There's no need of you coming. I'm not giving you a schedule for us to meet. I go up to the next meeting. I create the next stuff, focus on the next task. It's very important because you have to be productive next day. You have to be effective. Busybody is not productivity. There are people who are busy from morning to night, but really, what is significant? What do you achieve? Like, let's write down and measure it in numbers. What did you achieve today? They cannot tell you anything. They cannot tell you anything significant that you can see a track record of what they produce for that day. From January to December, they are busy. They are busy up and down, going here and I was here. But really at the end, what did you achieve? One of the best ways to conquer that is always decide what you want. Before a phone call, before a meeting, before an email, it helps you also do it right. Imagine you sending an important email to an important organization and you're just excited sending it. Is it not, what do you want to achieve from this email? That's why you are around me. The way I send emails, when I said I always write out my emails first in a Microsoft Word document. And I read to be sure that what I want and my expectations are well communicated. And the person I'm sending to I'll try to structure my email in a way that I'll put you in a corner where you have to react and give me feedback in a direction where I need it. You are picking your phone to call somebody. Make sure you know what do you want on this phone call. You don't end up discussing things that doesn't make sense. You're going to lose time. You're going to lose money because of course you're paying for the airtime. You're going to just sit and laugh. Or even now with WhatsApp calls, people call anyhow. I'm sure those are very close to me know that if something's going and I pick my phone and I call you, not that the matter is serious. I am very jealous with my calls. Intentionally jealous with my calls. Right? Because it is important. You know, with WhatsApp calls, you can with 150 francs, you can talk for till Jesus will come, and the village people can even come and join the call. Right? Like somebody who was that or somebody somewhere. This they just started. Somebody said, "Man, they calling me. Just tell people the person don't talk here. Papa, they call the person. They started talking, and then another person was sitting in my office that in the office one Saturday outside, and then at the end, oh, let me add this person on the call. And then the other person joined the call. That's how they talk for almost 1 hour. What did they achieve after that call? Whatever that they achieved, but at the end, I don't think it was something significant. I am one of those that you will hardly get me, like you just sit there that call and then you just add me on the call. I've never accepted it. Who told you I'm available for a call? Who told you that I want to talk on? Who told you I'm even where I can take a call? So people will see somewhere having that discussion, they just say, okay, let's add Joybert on the call. I have any call I've ever accepted is we need to, and those I've spoken about WhatsApp, they want us to talk, send me an SMS. Can we talk on phone? It's a yes or a no. I give you time for us to talk. Simple. You need to make sure that you are intentionally productive. And it always starts with a decision. You're going to have a meeting. Okay, it's good. Because people are now using meeting to brand themselves. They're very busy executives and all of that. Okay, it's good. But if the meetings are productive and you have to come out with, so that in that meeting also, you are communicating with objectives. You are trying to achieve something. Are you trying to seal a deal? Are you trying to get a partnership? Are you trying to get an investment? Are you trying to sell? What is that thing you want to achieve. Decide. You're picking your phone to call somebody. Decide the objective of the call. You're sending an email. What before you're starting your day, always decide what you want. This should be a daily DNA. Every single day. If not, there are some people that if you're starting interviewing them one-on-one, if they tell you how they were busy this year, and you look at the results achieved, the weight of their busyness will outweigh the weight of the results that they have at hand. So they wasted a lot of time, they wasted a lot of money, they wasted a lot of phone calls, a lot of many things were wasted, but the results were very small, like an improper fraction. And then if you repeat the same cycle next year, it's going to be the same thing. The same thing. It's the same like you waking up to attend this morning coaching session. Okay, but what do you really want from it? What do you want? And that's why I love to create this exercise, that even if you came with nothing that you want, you can pick out something that will help you to say, okay, you know what, this was worth it, and I'm doing this to be productive and to be consistent and to be proactive about the life I want to engineer for myself. Okay, so take this very important. Take this very important and begin to implement it. If not, 10 years after, you see some people advancing and say, oh, and Joybert used to teach these things. It's the same like, my guys in Congo, right? When we met and they're like, these things they are doing right now, used to teach us in Congo, we used to take it for granted, right? And they're like, oh, several years back, like exactly 10 years ago, 10, 11 years ago. So these things like this, they work. Like there's one now who's trying to enroll for a full coaching program from the beginning because he thinks that I think I need to be better. I'm not where I should be, looking at where we are as classmates, for example, right? So be conscious about this. Start from today. Start doing this from today. Don't wait till next year to start this. Start from today. Okay, so let's conclude. Okay, so that is it for this. Decide what you want before a meeting, before a phone call, before an email, before you start your day, before you do anything that is important. And let me tell you, always be conscious. Anything that will cost you time is very expensive. Please. Anything that will cost you some minutes is very expensive. Very expensive. You can always make more money, but you don't have the power to make another time. You don't. That's one thing God did not give us. When it's gone, it's gone. When it's useless, it's gone. When it's wasted, it's gone. You're only you're growing old, and there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing. Like you put black on your head, like you do cream, like you do spots. You will look younger, but you still get old. Time will still cut you short. So the best way to do that is to manage your activities right. Always have this, like, don't have my mind. Anything that will cost me my time is very expensive. So I need to make sure that it's worth it. Even spending time with family, make sure it's worth it. It's important. Spending time with babe or whatever, whoever, whatever they are doing, you're drinking, you're going to hang out with friends and sit. Is it worth it? Then go do it. Don't just do things because you feel like doing it. That's when you're losing an asset that is too expensive that you can't even buy it. Because what you can't buy is too priceless. So it means it's beyond you. Okay? So take this seriously throughout this year. And trust me, you're going to see a lot of transition in the kind of results that you manifest as an individual. Okay, questions?